Hey guys, welcome to another flashlight review. And not only is this a flashlight review, it's also a comparison video against the Wurkkos Ts30s. And also, how does the Pro stack up against this big bad mofo, the L8? So I have drone shots and pictures and all that kind of stuff that I'm going to show you after I review this light. So I didn't buy this light. One of my friends, James Middleton at Torches and Tactical, he was kind enough to lend it to me. Granted, I did lend him mine first, but you know, at least he sent it back with his Ts30s Pro. But definitely go check his channel out. I mean, if you guys like flashlights, which apparently you do, he's got some great reviews and some really great content. So check that out. All right, let's get into the matter at hand. This is a really awesome flashlight. So I love my 30S. I actually like this one more. And not just because of the button or the new grip or the larger head, even though that does play a factor. So I've seen a lot of people say, you know, the larger head doesn't make that much of a difference. It's a pretty clear difference. The beam is much more intense. All right, so let's look at the build of this thing. It has the same stainless steel bezel as with this one. This one has glow-in-the-dark tape. That's what that is. You know, and you can tell the head, although on paper it doesn't look like it's much larger, like in person, it's quite a bit larger. It's got those two beautiful SBT 90.2s in there. All right. So Wurkkos used like a new pattern for the grip. I really like this. It's sticking with the same grenade pattern, but a little bit more intense. This is more smooth. This offers better grip. And the button now has an RGB feature. There we go. As you can see, I think RGB is pretty cool. I mean, I like it. I have it. I could keep this on, and I really think the TS11 is really cool. I know it's not for everybody, but I actually enjoy it. I actually put an RGB switch on my Convoy C8 Plus. It's probably hard to tell with the bright overhead light that I have on, but there's an RGB switch in there. It seems like the cooling fins are much larger. Yeah, they are larger. There's a real deep cooling fin right here. So I would say cooling is going to be better on this than on the previous model. There is a centering ring that goes around the SBT 90. See the white. There's no centering ring on this one. All right, let's take it apart. Well, and James said, don't put, James from Torches and Tactical, he told me don't put an SFT40 in his flashlight. Because you know how I like to put SFT40s into everything. Oh, and good news, I found a flashlight that has 7 SFT40 LEDs. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited, bro. Like, cause I was looking at, I bought the Q8 Plus from Sofern, and I was literally thinking about putting 6 SFT40s in there. And then I found this light on Kitaman like their official site, not on AliExpress, like their official site, and they have a flashlight. It's called the JKK76, and it has 7 SFT40s. I'm so excited. You know what I like better than the SFT40? The SBT90. But all of their like quad SBT90. Oh, well, actually, who is it? I think Lumentop makes the GT98, which has 8 SBT 90.2s. That's bananas. Anyway, so let's focus on what flashlight we have in front of us. We have the beautiful Ts30s Pro. And tail cap, there's a dual gold plated springs in there. All right, so the body does come completely off, and it looks like, oh wow, with this model, it's actually the same size on both ends. It's not like that on the 30s. Oh wow, that's cool. All right, let's look in here. We've got a brass top. I've been using flat tops on this, as that's the most widely available, and Wurkkos doesn't try and screw us with proprietary flashlights. So I've been using, for all my beam shots that you'll see later, I use the Mollisel P42. This is just an awesome overall. Oh look, I flattened it out a little bit. Huh. Oh well, it still works just fine. For all like my high performance tests and stuff like that, I use the Mollisels. I have a bunch of Samsung 40Ts. Those are supposed to be really good too. But honestly, personally, I like the Mollisels the best. But man, it's got a nice big head. Let's look at that compared to the L8. I mean, it's like a baby compared to the L8. But the beam that this produces is really good. Like when you consider it's like half the size of this flashlight, the amount of output that this puts out is really amazing. It can't hold high run times like the L8 can, but I mean, it's just a nice little light. That's why I love my 30s so much, because it's so easy to carry around. You know, for how much power you get. But man, that's a good looking light. So, am I gonna upgrade? No, I'm not. There's not a big enough difference between the two, but there is a difference that you'll see. But personally, I'm gonna stick with this guy. I actually like the smaller form factor a little bit more. Even though if I didn't have this, I would buy this in a second. This is an amazing flashlight. How is it against the L8? I think it's somewhat comparable. You know, but you guys can make those decisions for yourself when you see later. All right, let's look at what's inside. And they have the nice new box for the Ts30s Pro. SBT 90.2, 5700 kelvins. Comes with an instruction manual. Let's see. 300,000 candela. It doesn't show a lumen output. Beam distance. Yeah, it doesn't show the lumen output. So it does have Android 2, which is awesome. Gives you a lot to work with. You can set your temperature cutoff much higher if you want. Personally, I leave it stock because I don't want to burn up a driver. Yeah, there's all sorts of cool stuff on here. Yeah, it doesn't have the output though. That's interesting. Usually it says how many lumens it is, but this one doesn't. They claim 6,000. It's probably closer to 4,500 lumens, which is still really impressive for a single cell 21700. Comes the lanyard, O-rings, USB-C charging cable, and then, of course, this stating that, wow, in the middle of my video, we're fighting. Hold on, guys. I'll be back. I gotta go fight my wife. All right. I'm back from fighting my wife. We'll just call it a draw. It's not like she got more punches in or anything. Anyways, I'm just kidding. So that's pretty much it. I mean, this is a sweet little pocket rocket. USB-C charging. It's like a 60 millimeter head, I believe, is the size. Anyways, let's go take a look at some beam shots. And I mean, you guys are gonna wanna see this because I have the TS30s Pro against the TS30s, and then the Pro versus the L8. That's awesome, right? All right. So stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in a minute. All right, so I have the Wurkkos Ts30s Pro on my right, and TS30s on my left. So you can tell, just looking at the beam is more, or the hotspot is much more intense. It's a little bit smaller and more intense. So this is the Pro, this is the TS30. So now I have the Convoy L8 on my right and the Sofern TS30s Pro on my left. So this is kind of like the TS30s versus the Pro. The L8's hotspot is smaller and more intense. It does throw farther, but it is a much bigger light, to be fair. This TS30s Pro is no slouch whatsoever. This thing is awesome. All right, so what did you guys think about the Pro versus the 30S and the Convoy L8? I think it's a pretty sweet little light. I'm actually pretty impressed for the size and the amount of light intensity that you get. you know, it's something else. Once again, thanks to James at Torches and Tactical for lending me his TS30s Pro. And you guys make sure and go and check him out, give him a sub. And if you're new here and you like the video and want to see more flashlight videos, please subscribe. It does help me out quite a bit. And I hope you guys stay bright out there. Thanks for stopping by.